welcome to our pre-show Supercross Live on supercrossonline.com, fueled by Monster Energy. I'm Lauren Abraham with my co-host here, Jim Holley, and we are here, stop 2, Chase Field in Phoenix. Last week, stop 1 in Anaheim, but we have some sad news since last week in Anaheim. Tell us what's going on with the lights class, Jim.
Well, unfortunately, the Will Hahn, he finished up. He won that heat race last week in Anaheim, looked good, gets in that main event, putting in a great main event ride, and ended up crashing, breaking his nose, still finished up 8th. Then he goes out this week and he's practicing on Wednesday, gets off again, feels a little, pain in his side. He goes to the doctor on Thursday, and a fractured hip for Will Hahn, so he will not be here. He's going to be out 3 to 6 weeks. You put 3 weeks, that's February 4th, Anaheim. I don't know if they'll bring him back that soon. I think
maybe San Diego?
Maybe San Diego, but I'm thinking more like Seattle with a fractured hip. That's a bad injury, and it's just another bad luck for Will Hahn. That kid, he's got a big heart, but unfortunately injured and not riding here at Phoenix.
Well, he'll be back, and when he does come back, he'll probably come back strong. So, coming from a professional snowboarding background, do these guys all get on the bike, or do some of them take some downtime?
No, it's all about getting on the bike. Some guys, they're real relentless on training. They need to get on the bike and they need to put in 5 days of training before they get to the next Supercross. Other guys are saying, you know what, I want to be hungry when I come here to Phoenix, so I'm only going to ride twice this week. So everybody's different. It's just like in snowboarding. I'm sure everybody does. Everybody has a different way of
We're
training.
on our boards every day.
All right, well, these guys aren't. They need time to heal up.
They're very lucky. Now let's talk about good news with Cole Seeley taking a first place finish back in the lights and finish. He's got to be very happy. He's going to do well tonight, you think?
I think so. I think the pressure's on Seeley, but that kid, he rides with pressure well. I mean, he didn't panic last week. He got a good start. He put himself in a good position. He comes up, he works up, he made good passes, and then when he got out front, he didn't worry about anything. He just rode his own race, and that's what he's got to do here tonight. And, a couple other guys that rode really well last week in that lights class, Marvin Muskin from France, he had injuries last year, and he was supposed to ride the Supercrosses, but that was really his first Supercross, and to come away to the 4th, and he had good times in both practice sessions. Another guy that came through that last chance race, he finished 2nd to get into that main event. The final gate pick was Ryan Sipes, and he finished up 5th. So, look for those guys to be strong, as well as Eli Tomac, who got 3rd, and Tyler Rattray, and look for Dean Wilson to rebound up. I'm sure Dean is a little bit upset with himself that he made that mistake last week in Anaheim, but I'm sure he'll pick it up here in Phoenix.
Well, it's only stop 2 and here in Phoenix, and it could be anyone's race tonight. Now let's talk about the track, Jim. Quite different conditions here with the dirt than in Anaheim.
Yeah, I mean, this is a dome, and they're going to open it up, let a little sunshine in. It's going to be a great day here in Phoenix for the fans and racing, but it's a little bit different soil. It's a little tricky. I mean, it looks like you got some traction out there, but it is slick in some spots, and it gets blown out a little bit in some of the corners as the day progresses. So it should be challenging enough for the guys, but I think it'll be great racing. Anyway, these guys, any track that they go to, these guys are going to put on a great show.
Well, we have breaking news in the 450 division. We have one of our favorite contenders. He's back tonight, Trey Kennard.
Yeah, I talked to the Team Honda manager, Eric Kehoe, and he said, Trey's been riding last week prior to, just after Anaheim, and he's been riding all week, and he feels good. I mean, he's ready to go, and he's chomping at the bit. The only thing is you just got to keep Trey in check and remind him that, hey, we want to see you out there, but we don't want to see you injured also. Take it easy. But Trey is not one to take it easy. He'll go out there, and, Trey Kennard could come away with a win here in 2012 here at his first race back in Phoenix.
I believe it. Now let's talk about what happened with James Stewart. He didn't have a very happy race last week. Do you think he's going to do better tonight?
Oh, I think so. I mean, he didn't have a good race in 2011 in Anaheim, and he came back here last year and he won here.
Phoenix, yeah.
So, I think that James, might have been struggling a little bit with some setup, with some tires and things like that last weekend. But he finished up 6th in that main event. He's 10 points out of the points lead from Ryan Villapoto, but that could have been a lot worse for James Stewart. I mean, if somebody watched that live broadcast on Speed, they saw when he got back up, he was pulling off the radiator shroud because it came off. Well, if that radiator would have got broken, he might not have finished, and he could have been looking at an 18th place and only getting 3 points. So, I think James is in a good position that what could have been last week disastrous for him.
So what would you have done, Jim, in a situation like that? Would you have pulled that piece off, or would you have left it on?
Oh, no, for sure you got to pull it off. I mean, because it's bothering you. I mean, it's flapping in the wind. Just get rid of the thing. But the thing I would have been more concerned with is if I'm pulling this thing off, what's happening to my radiator? And he's probably in the back of his mind looking for steam coming off of the bike. Maybe, you know, a hose is broke or something like that. But, you know, it stayed together, and he finished up 6th. But I'm sure James will be, everybody's going to be chasing Villapoto. I mean, Villapoto, you talk to anybody, and everybody says, man, that guy was one with the bike. He didn't make any mistakes. The only mistake he did make was that heat race where he had a problem with the clutch on the starting line. He got a bad start, but he worked up and transferred. But that main event, he comes out on fire. I mean, he collects $1,500 from Nuclear Cowboys for that whole shot, and he just left everybody. I mean, at one point he had a 20-second lead over Chad Reed, but that was because Chad Reed had his problems and went down. Dungey had his problems. Stewart went down. But I look for those 3 guys to be ready to go here tonight in Phoenix.
Well, no doubt Ryan's going to have a huge target on his back tonight. Join us later on the track walk. We're going to be interviewing the athletes, see how they're feeling about tonight's race. Jim, it's all about tonight here in Phoenix, Chase Field.